Welcome back to Real Estate Real Home Stories. I'm Sue Curlette, and I am again with my partner and co host, John Smith. I might
Good
be saying
morning.
partner in a bad way. We're not partners, right? Like, we're not partners like
We're
life
podcast
partners.
partners.
We're podcast partners. Yes, exactly. We're podcast partners. Anyway, we're also partners in a new adventure that is a dream come true for me. And I've never been more proud of myself in my life. I'm just going to say that for the record before we tell everybody what we're doing, right?
Yep.
Um, John, when we started this, I kept saying, and it's funny because when I listened back to our first recordings, I just kept saying it. There's a missing link. There's a missing link. There's a
Yeah.
missing link. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's haunted me for years that there's this missing link. And so it's been on my heart, especially since COVID, especially since we have seen the struggles in the real estate platform, right? Like we're just, if people aren't in it, they don't know it. So realtors listening to this, you are so welcome. Home Joiner is going to be anybody that signs up to advertise with us is going to be required to put in their insurance information. You're going to know how much insurance that contractor has before you choose to work with them. They're going to have to put in their license information. You're going to know if they're licensed in the state that you are hiring them to work for you in. You're also going to see a bio that gives you some information. We're going to tell all of our advertisers, please make sure the bio is done professionally. You're going to have an opportunity to see how many transactions they've done, how long they've been in the business. And I'm not just talking real estate, I'm talking cleaners, you name it. I'll actually show you. This is a little list. Can I do that, John? I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Now I can't see you, but you can see the full screen, right? Can you see
Yep.
that, John?
Yep.
Okay. So why home joiner? Like this is going to go through. It's going to give you all the information you need. Here's service providers. And we can add to this. So anybody watching this that says, hey, I want to do this. I am a home service provider. Call me. We'll add an icon for you and we'd be happy for you to advertise with us. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, I do want to say another thing, and that is that I think greed is very costly. And I mean that with my whole heart. I think that greed has driven this industry into an unfair advantage. You know, like people don't know how to find a contractor that has a license, that has insurance, and that has great referrals. Um, this site is going to do just that. It's going to allow you to see who's out there that's playing by the right rules, that's doing the right thing, and that's standing by their clients. So you're also going to be able to see a link to their website. If you're a realtor, you know that buyer agency is a big issue, right? So this website is also going to allow you to link to realtors that do cooperate with buyer agency. So if you're a realtor and you're like, how am I going to tell people to come to my website and see what my seller is offering in a cooperation fee? You're going to be able to see it on Home Joiner. So all of our realtors will be given the opportunity to answer two questions. First question, do you cooperate with buyer agents? Yes or no? Second question, do you give permission for these agents to reach out to you to find out what the cooperation fee is on your listings? That's going to probably be done through websites. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but I would imagine that once people cannot put the cooperation fee on the MLS, they're going to put it on their personal websites, right? Like that's the smartest thing to do that I can think of. This is giving everyone, buyer, seller, agent, permission to go to your website and see exactly what you're offering in a cooperation fee, if you're offering a cooperation fee. So I think it's out of everything that has bothered me in this industry, and I am bringing it to you. Okay.
Here's the thing that it really help is rather than throwing in Facebook and hoping somebody finds you need an agent in Arizona, this
Yep.
gives you the ability to go in and look, search an area in Arizona and say, oh, there's 3 agents. Great, let me reach out.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I also want to point out that we are charging drum roll please, $250 a year for you to join this site. So if you're an advertiser, or if you're a contractor, if you're a landscaper, if you run a cleaning business, if you're a realtor, take your money back. We know that most realtors, and I have 20 years as a realtor, so, that's where my experience lies. But I can tell you that I've worked with contractors, inspectors, appraisers, attorneys for the last 20 years. And every one of the people that are in my network are good, solid people that are struggling against people that are breaking the rules. If you want to find quality, this site is going to be for you. $250 a year is fair. It's more than fair, right? If you get nothing out of this while I'm growing it for the next 6 months, don't complain, because at the end of the year, you can write this off. So in actuality, we're doing this in a way that it's free to you. You're paying for the service, yes, but it's also something that you can write off on your business expense. So I don't want to hear, give me a discount. Like, it's not going to happen. This fee is as minimal as it can be so we can grow and be strong and we can take the reins back. I mean, basically, what do we call it? ILO? You want to Illimest? What do you call it, John? A Zestimate? Those websites, realtors that you're paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for, help me grow this. I am asking you, I am telling you, realtors, that we will hire you to help us build this system, to help us make this platform work. If you are considering supplementing your income, give us the opportunity to help you. Please let us log in. We are going to be hosting seminars every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at 11 or 12 a.m. Whatever you guys need, we're going to make it work. Just send in comments. Let us know what works for you. scurlett@homejoiner.com is going to be my website. You can send us information. bzin@homejoiner.com is going to be our COO. He's going to be in charge of making sure that everything runs smoothly. We need you. We need you to help us take back the reins. Let people find you. Let people call you. Take a break, right? I mean, honestly, John is available. He's going to be on here. We are a few days away, so we're a little bit premature in doing this. So we can't have anybody join up yet because they're still working out a few kinks. But by the 15th, this is going to be live. This podcast is probably going to come out after the 15th because it's edited. So you're probably going to be able to log in today, sign up, and, get your information in there. We will not allow anyone to sign up that would be required to have a license that does not have a license. If you are required in your state to have a license, you're going to have to put it in. Insurance, you're going to have to put it in. We want to make this the most professional real estate site that joins together that link that's been missing for a very long time and allows all of us the freedom to, stop paying astronomical fees and to advertise and put ourselves out there again, where you can see what we're actually doing. What do you think, John? Yay! Yay! I couldn't sleep last night because this is the first time that I'm showing John the website. I waited. I waited and it took everything in me because I can't even wait for Christmas. Do you know that? I start buying in July and my kids start getting gifts for Christmas in like August because I can't stand it. I can't. Everybody knows that I give gifts all the time. This is the biggest gift and reward that I can share with all of you, bar none. Like, I went to a meeting, John, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and this salesperson came in, motivational speaker, and he was talking about a team leader, right, who paid last year $180,000 in marketing and advertising cost, right? $180,000. And guess how much his team made in the last 12 months? 170. 170. Yeah, right? Like his entire team made $0. Yeah. And people don't realize when they get on these sites and they want somebody to show them a house because their realtor's on vacation, that that person is paying for you. They're paying for your business, and you're not going to work with them, and you know that. So that's, again, one of those pet peeves that this is going to address. If you want a professional and you want to know exactly who you're hiring, homejoiner.com is going to be a solution for you. We've got everybody from attorneys to cleaners, house cleaners, to stagers, anybody that's on here, anybody that's in this service industry, join us, because we can take the bull by the horns and pull it back in. We can rein in the madness. Rein in the madness, John. It is. It is. What do you think that the biggest obstacle that you've found in the last 20 years is?
Me personally, is real. Well, I would say real leads. I think,
Exactly.
um, and I understand it's kind of a market condition right now, but I
Yeah,
would
but
say that real buyers, because real buyers. I was having this conversation with myself today, this week, because I got a couple people that say they're buyers, but their actions and the words they use, they're not buyers. They're lookers.
yeah, and they
So
don't.
one of the things about our industry, and one of the things about certain segments of the demographics of the public,
Yeah,
um, old school people, I consider myself old school people.
yeah,
We used to like to go to the mall, or we used to like to go to the store, and we like to pick it up and look at it, maybe try it on, and
I
then
still
buy
do.
it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
There's a group of the younger generation who it's all about this thing,
yep.
right? And so they want to be able to shop. And you found this situation to be true too, as well, Sue. And I got one of these in my inbox about a listing I have on the Eastern Shore. I'm interested in the property. When can I see it? Right.
Yeah,
Well, the remarks are about yay big, and
yeah.
there's two dozen pictures in there.
Right, right.
Drive by it. Drive by it. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're interested in the property, do the legwork, right? So I tell you, when the changes kick in a month about the way we handle buyer agency, there's going to be a lot of buyers are going to be shell shocked to hear when they pick up the phone, can you show me this house today in an hour?
yeah.
Nope.
Nope. Exactly. I think that we couldn't have a better time for home joiner, because we need a way for people to understand that as realtors, we are going to still cooperate with buyer agency. We are still going to tell our sellers how important it is.
It is.
We're
That's right.
Yeah, we're still going to make sure that our sellers are educated and understand why buyer agency cooperation is so important.
The only
Um,
challenge, though, is the way the law is written. And actually, we have a Zoom class on Friday at 10 a.m.
yeah,
The
yeah,
way the way the rules of engagement are, and this is our fault as agents. And if you're an agent, you're listening, this is our fault collectively as a body, right?
yeah, not us, right?
The industry eliminated presumed buyer agency, but the agents didn't stop acting as if there was still presumed buyer agency.
100% correct.
So we can't assume that the public picks up the phone and calls, whether they're calling into the brokerage that has the listing or they're calling Sue from another brokerage and says, "Oh, it's just hit the market. I want to see it at 6 o'clock. It's 4:30 right now. We have a 40-minute drive. Let me call real quick. Oh, you're scheduled, right?
Yeah,
You just performed a real estate task, right?
absolutely,
For a non-client. And that
absolutely.
presumed buyer agency is dead. And if we
It's
would have
gone.
all done that work 10 years, 12 years, 15 years ago, and acted as though presumed buyer agency is dead,
Right.
then we wouldn't need the government to tell us how to do our job, because we should know how to do our job anyway.
Right.
But we
So
don't.
I think that the most important thing for people to understand in August is that your agent, that buyer agent that you hired, because trust us,
You
you
have to
need to
hire
hire
them.
them. You have to hire them. Like, hear us, please, before you get yourself in a pickle that you just can't get out of. Hire an agent. Okay. Um, what's going to happen in my world? Okay, because I'm doing it. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to tell everybody. I had the last person, what, 2 weeks ago, decide, after me showing them house and house and house, after weeks of taking them out. I went to visit my daughter for 5 days. John actually stepped in and showed them a house because I was gone. At no point did they lose any type of representation from us. Like, they did not. They were taken care of. They were taught everything that I could share with them. Yet I go away for 5 days, and guess what? They want to find somebody else to work with, and it's just tiring, right? The hundreds of dollars just in that client that we put in the gas tank to take them out and run them around and show them probably 50 houses. It's there's no industry that does that. And the fact is, 50 years ago, people cared about that, right? I mean, people cared that they were going to, excuse the terminology, screw you over, right? I mean, people didn't want to screw somebody over. They had a moral compass that is gone now. It's gone.
It's gone because as the consuming public, every advertisement is about, oh, it's free or it's discounted, or you get a free subscription that is good for 30 days or 7 days or whatever. Free, free,
Right.
free, free. So because there's these mega real estate websites that shares information with them, what does
Right.
it cost them to use that? Nothing. What does it
Exactly.
cost them to say contact an agent? Nothing. What does it cost them to say schedule a showing? Nothing. So then
They
all of a
don't
sudden we're going to
care.
jump in and say our time's worth X.
And that's exactly why, we're going to see a big shift in, and I'm going to do $1,000 retainer. If you want to hire me, if you want to work with me, my time is not free.
It's going to
And I
cost
give you
something.
100%. If you don't want to work with me, then that's okay. Move on. You know what I mean? There's two things that I am going to do. First of all, I'm going to state my value, because I do commit 100% to my clients. So there it is. Secondly, I'm going to charge $1,000 retainer. When I say you can back out of that buyer agency agreement at any time, then that's fine. You can give me a 5-minute written termination, but that's a non-refundable $1,000 deposit, because I'm not going to waste my time or my money on people that could care less. Right. Could care less about my time and money.
Isn't it interesting when you get to your dentist or doctor's appointment? What's the
Yeah.
first thing they say at check-in?
Hey,
Have
how's
you
it going?
updated
How's
your
the
insurance
market?
card? Yeah, they want your insurance card.
Oh, I thought you were saying, how's the market? Because everybody knows everywhere that I'm a realtor. Like,
They want your insurance. They want proof of payment.
yeah, I mean, nobody except realtors work for free. Now,
I think
you,
on some level that's going to be over.
it's going to be, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can only kick a dog so many times before it bites back.
Yep.
You can only kick a dog so many times, and it's going to bite back. And the bottom line is, that our value is not seen. And Home Joiner, one of the reasons that my heart is so into this is that the public is good. I believe that kindness is powerful. I believe it is probably the leading cause of happiness in the world. And I know I sound like I'm going deep here, but when you're kind to somebody and you take them under wing and you do your best by them, that's a powerful tool. I wouldn't be in this business for 20 years if I wasn't kind and I didn't genuinely care about the people I represent.
Yeah.
But even with all that kindness comes a point where you say, you know what? You're not going to kick me again. Right? Like you just get fed up. So buyer agency is changing. Hear us. Like we are being honest with you. When you go back and you listen to some of these podcasts and you're like, man, they're telling it all. Like I've had agents saying to me, is there anything you won't talk about? And the answer is no, there's not. There's
Well,
nothing I won't talk about.
faces, places, and commissions we don't discuss.
Well, right, exactly. I will not hurt anybody. I will not speak negatively about any particular person or company. But the industry as a whole, right? It is what it's already doing it. How do we, right? How do we say, and it's sad because the agents that explain to their seller, look, I mean, I'm going to simplify it, right? We can simplify this so easily. When you sit down with a listing agent as a seller, that listing agent is going to tell you, look, there's a cooperation fee that I'm going to offer my peers. That is going to be X amount of dollars. Now, most of the time, realistically, it's half of the full real estate commission. People don't realize taking out the buyer cooperation doesn't mean they're going to pay less, right? It just means you're going to pay the listing agent twice. What listing agents are going to lower their commissions? Do you think anybody's going to do that? No, they're going to charge more than they would have made if you would have paid a cooperation fee.
But here's the real deal.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see a shift, and this is the shift. Not everybody will do it. You'll have buyers who still want to have their own individual representation, especially somebody who's bought and sold before.
That knows, right?
They don't want to get on the phone and make calls and figure out what's available to see the house. And the last thing you want to do is they don't want to negotiate with the seller directly or the seller's agent.
Right.
So if I'm a listing agent and I'm taking a listing, right?
Yeah.
And I know that the seller is adamant they do not want to co-op, there's no way I can reduce the commission because now I know that I'm going to have to find that one or two buyers that's comfortable negotiating through me with the seller.
Yeah, and the liability, right? And now your broker's taking 100% liability.
Yeah, no.
Are they going to accept less? No. I mean, this was the most backwards thing.
It's a ruse to think you're going to save money.
You're going to pay more, right? No. And buyer agents are going to put their foot down. You can't kick a dog and expect it not to bite back. So sellers, hear me, hear us. You can look on this site and see what realtors are going to be paying cooperation fees. Now, here's the thing. Hear me also. We are not going to list houses on this site anywhere. This is not a real estate site. This is a resource for you to join and it's a bridge for that missing link that you can make educated choices. You can make educated decisions. You do not have to fly blind or do the typical Facebook neighborhood post. Oh, hey, anybody know a realtor? Are you kidding? Are you serious right now? Like, are you serious? Right? I watched this one chain in a neighborhood post, right? And it said, does anybody know a realtor? And I guarantee you, John, there was over 100 responses with different people putting their names in there. And every realtor out there is like, oh my goodness. Because once, if you're in that neighborhood too, my name popped up like 3 times, like different clients had referred me. And I was like, thank you. But at the same time, I'm sitting there going, there's 200 responses here of different agents. Right. So, really, you're going to go to Facebook. Okay. Sell your $1 million home through Facebook neighborhood. It makes no sense to me. Yeah. Like, we're going to give you this tool.
I actually had a buyer called on one of my listings.
Yeah.
tell me that she and her partner have been searching for a home. This is a non-buyer. When somebody says this to you as an agent, they're a buyer.
Yeah.
We've been searching for over 2 years. Not a buyer. It's a
Not a buyer.
looker. It's a looker. And we use either for sale by owner or we use Facebook Marketplace to figure out properties we're interested in, and then we go either schedule an appointment directly with the owner or we go to the open house. I said, nobody's ever said that to me in 20 years, and hence why you don't own anything because you're doing this all backwards.
It's
And
so sad.
they don't own anything. They've been searching for 2 years.
Right.
Where you been living? In a hotel or a box?
And not only that, John, I mean, like, my heart, I know I keep talking about this and I'm so excited and I need to put a cap on it and I need to tie my feet down. I mean, I know that I am super excited because the differences that this site is going to make for everyone, it's night and day. It's the before and after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This truly, agents, if you help us grow this thing, we are going to offer you money, not chump change, right, John? Like, not chump change, to come on board and help us grow the sales team. We want you to be able to have a book of business in your territory that you can supplement your real estate income. How many people do we know that are realtors right now? And I know we're talking about realtors because, we are both realtors, 20 years, 21 years. John's got 21, I got 20. Like, we know what we're talking about. And this link that's missing is so huge. It's like the Grand Canyon. That this site is going to give you the tools you need, consumers, buyers, sellers, to not go to your realtor and say, do you have a mover? Do you refer a mover? How many movers have we referred? Me, none, zero, zip, none.
I did one just a week ago.
I have done none because literally I don't know the research behind those individual companies. I'm not going to refer somebody I don't personally know. This site allows those movers to come on and to say, hey, look, learn about me, learn about my philosophy, about the way my company is being run and what I'm offering you. I worked for a window company one time and people didn't realize that when somebody comes in, right, they have to have an HVAC contractor has to have insurance, but every state is different. And so in the state of Maryland, you only have to have $50,000 worth of coverage for the guys that are going to climb on your roof and put your new roof on, right? What's going to happen when that company has somebody fall off and break their neck? You know what I mean? If they fall off and break their neck, now they got 50 grand from their company. Who are they going to sue? They're going to sue you and your homeowner's insurance because you hired that company to come on your property. People don't know that. So this site is going to offer you every tool you need to be successful without just trusting word of mouth. Like, that's what it's all about. It's about saying, hey, look, here's a professional platform. Do with it as you will. But, I mean, that's my heart on a page right there. You know what I mean? That's work, and the amount of work that goes into that is insane. The team that's put together this website went above and beyond my expectations. You know what I mean? Above and beyond. And another fun feature is that our podcast is going to be on here. So if you want to see the podcast, you can log in and see our updated weekly videos. You can watch the whole video. Yes, we're on Spotify. Yes, we're on Apple Music. Yes, we're on iHeart. Yes, we're on all those sites. If you're in the car, please continue listening. But if you want to see us and you want to see our advertisers, because they can join the podcast at any time, you can join the podcast at any time, even if you're just a consumer. We're open to everybody. So, we want to put names and faces behind this industry and step up to higher ground. Like, that's it. Know the professionals, meet the professionals, be a professional, and help us grow.